how are you all doing today? And welcome back to more E3 2003 with me and Megan.
Yeah.
There you go. She went in on her cue, which is good. So yeah, I've been pretty excited for this one just because on the thumbnail it looked like there was some like Star Fox thing, and as we spoke about before, Megan and I had no idea that even existed. So
yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. It's like Megan is a walking dictionary.
Yeah.
Thesaurus?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thesaurus would be the right word, yes.
What's the difference? I don't remember
A
what thesaurus is.
dictionary defines words, while a thesaurus will take a word and give you synonyms that are similar to the word.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay, so are we ready for some E3 2003? This one is was uploaded by Patrick Kite. Conversion of his E3 2003 VHS tape. So I assume this is recorded by him, which is good, right? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's so nice that these are surfacing, right? I really just like it. I really like seeing these.
It is kind of nice that more people are bringing them out, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll start this one at like 1x speed and just to see, get the feel for it, and then from there we'll move maybe to 2x.
Yeah, okay.
But as usual, link in the description for anybody that wants to check out the video themselves. Hold on. I did the thing where I didn't unmute the tab. Whoops.
Ooh.
Was that Crash? I hear a Crash. Is that Crash music?
I think so.
What Crash game would this been, like Crash Team Racing or something? Like I know they're showing Mario Kart Double Dash, but would Crash Team Racing have been the only Crash game that came out?
No, that came out in '99. It's probably Wrath of Cortex.
Maybe. That's quite the way to like demo a game though. Just like stand up on stage and play it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then Twin Snakes. Dude in the way. Okay, that seems like one that we can probably just like 2x speed through for most of it.
Yeah, until we see something interesting anyway.
So I wonder what, I do wonder what the E3 2003 Showfloor is going to be like. Because, like, we've seen a bit of it in the other video that we saw, right?
Yeah.
But it was like a very small snippet. And that was mostly Nintendo-centric. So I'm kind of curious what other companies may have been heavily demoing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be quite a few different games. Like, obviously we didn't see a lot of Sony's games in particular.
Yeah.
So we'll see a lot more of that going through the show floor.
Yo. I'm just kind of talking a bit about, like, the Twin Snakes really quick.
Yeah.
I do find it kind of weird, actually, like, in hindsight. How MGS is, like, a Sony property, essentially. They played with the idea of MGS on Gamecube with the Twin Snakes. It probably didn't work the way they wanted to, and then they just kind of went straight back to Sony for, like, the rest of the series. Not even doing, like, a multi, like, ports to other consoles until, like, what, the collections or something? Or 5?
I think 5 and Ground Zeroes would have been the first ones that were on more than PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably toyed with the idea. Maybe Nintendo was interested in having a variety of games on their platform, because, I mean, they were trying to market towards all ages, so they probably wanted some more mature games.
Yeah.
And I assume, anyway, through the NES, Super NES, and N64, that they had a decent partnership with Konami. So they probably worked out a deal to do a remake, you know, see how it did, and then they probably decided that maybe either because of how the console development is, or just the fact that the fan base is on PlayStation, that they would just continue on PlayStation.
True, I could see that. That's good logic.
Because I know even when you look at other companies like Atlas has kind of done that too. They're multi-plat now, but for a very long time they were only on PlayStation, and then they would release a lot of spin-off games like on the DS and the 3DS.
True. That's a good point.
And then they kind of just moved back to PlayStation, aside from SMT5. That was the one exception. But I would be very surprised if they ever went back to that, because, I mean, multi-plat has been working really well for them for all their game releases, so that's probably going to stay the same.
I mean, probably. Unless Sony can, like, work out a really big deal, right?
And, I mean, to be fair, like, if they wanted to, especially for, like, Persona 6, they might. I think it would be a really big exclusive if they could get Atlas to do it exclusively. I just don't know if it would happen.
Definitely. That would probably get... For sure, one of us probably, with my help, hopefully, take some of my money, please, to buy a PlayStation 6. Like right out the gate.
Yeah. I mean, if they announce Persona 6 as a launch title, you bet your ass I would be buying a PlayStation 6. It'll probably be on PlayStation 5. Probably. I assume we'll probably get it in the next, like, year or two, most likely. But obviously nothing's been announced or confirmed. That's just rumors that have been going around for a bit.
Oh, I was hoping we were going to see him, like, go in the R-Wing. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that would have been cool. No, I was just going to say, well, and I guess it's been so long since Persona 5 came out anyway, so it's about on schedule for what Atlas usually does.
True, from what I've heard.
F-Zero GX.
So far we've mostly been seeing, like, games that we've already seen at the conferences, which I find really interesting. Nothing really different yet, right?
Yeah, well, that's mostly because we're focusing on Nintendo stuff. Like, we'll probably see more unique stuff when we get to Xbox and Sony.
I mean, that's true.
Because, I mean, based on how Nintendo's conference was, I wouldn't be surprised if most, if not all, the games were just directly in the conference.
I do find it really funny still how, like, Nintendo was, like, the only real one that showed, like games?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Xbox kind of did, but...
Xbox did a little bit, but a lot of it was like, oh, here's a montage with very short clips of all the games we have this year. There was only a few that were fully featured.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's considered normal for, like, developers and, like, how many games they bring to E3. But, yeah. I do find it funny that this guy seems to be driving at least a little bit better than the other guy. He's not banging the walls nearly as much.
A bit, right? Like, he's definitely doing better.
I don't know. Maybe he's more used to racing games.
Maybe.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I do love how throughout all of the E3s, like, we've consistently seen people just play racing games really, really poorly. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I've always seen racing games and even, like, fighting games to be kind of one of those things where, like, either you're, like, a huge enthusiast and you're, like, really good at them, or you're very casual and you only play stuff like Mario Kart.
Yeah, true. I also like how we just saw, like, the name Beautiful Joe, and then, oh, no, we don't want that. 1080 Avalanche.
But Beautiful Joe is cool. It's so unique.
I really need to play it one day.
I really need to play them, too. I don't know, I've seen a little bit of it, because I think way back when, like, I did have a friend that showed me a little bit of it. But, yeah. One of these days I'll pick them up. They're just relatively expensive, so I haven't gone and dropped the money for them yet.
I mean, understandable. After all, some video games can be pretty expensive.
Yeah, like, they're not super rare. I think they're like 50, 60, 70 bucks, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I just don't know when I'll get to playing them, which is why I'm like, yeah, I'll just wait. Is this Metroid Fusion?
This is Zero Mission. So this is when Nintendo remade Metroid 1.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Zero Mission was the remake. I thought it was something else.
And Mario... Yes, this is the Game Boy... Yes, this is just the Mario collection, I think, right? I don't remember what they call
Yeah.
it. For the SP. Advance Wars
Advance
2.
Wars. I still really need to play the remake of these games.
Me too. I really need to just play more games like this in general. I know I'd really like them. I just never ever really played them. Like both this
I
and
haven't
Fire
really
Emblem.
either. Yeah, I don't know, because I enjoyed what I played of Fire Emblem. I didn't get very far, but I would like to play more tactics games.
Speaking of which, oh boy, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, this is a true classic. I've heard it has a very beloved following. Honestly, if they ever make a remake of this, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people really like it too. More Crystal Chronicles, more CC.
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's like a lady explaining some stuff. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just a little bit intrigued.
Right side. Right hand right here. You can scroll it down and find out what you have. Who has attack? Who has cure? Who has light?
Who has attack?
Also, I can
Who's light?
see in the top right corner they have like a Game Boy Advance that's like connected to one of the characters, so I guess you could use the Game Boy player with this game too.
It looks like you can. There's one in the lower left too, isn't there? Upper right and lower left.
Oh yeah, you're right. I wasn't sure what that was because it's a little blurry in that corner.
Yeah, like that one's hard to notice. I only notice it because you point out the one in the upper right, and I'm like, oh, wait, the other one in the lower left is doing like the same kind of animation. Right.
Okay, that's really funny.
Press B, you can pick those up only if you don't have the orb. Press B. No, you're actually, yellow's actually dead. So, green, if green has a life spell, which I don't know if it does, you can save it.
Hey, it's really hard to hear her, so I don't think it really matters too much. I'm sorry, lady, from like,
Where's green?
how many years ago now? 20...
20 years ago?
Yeah, like...
21.
Yeah, like essentially 20, 21 years ago. Man,
Yeah.
crazy. Time flies.
Double dash.
Whoa!
Yeah. There's something really funny to me about the combination of Wario and Diddy Kong.
It is a bit of a weird combo. Wee. Oh. That's a
Bonk.
wee. Bye.
Bye! I told you, they're either really good or they're really casual.
I mean, accurate. So it's
Yeah,
so
I
the
do like
F-Zero
racing
arcade.
games. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I do like racing games, but I'm pretty casual with most of them. The only one I played a lot of was like Crash Team Racing and Nitro Fueled.
Yeah, like I'd say I'm pretty casual with my racing games too. I don't really play a lot, but like when I do, I enjoy them. Like I mean, I've played some Need for Speeds. I've liked Need for Speed, especially the like Midnight Clubs.
Yeah.
I mean Mario Kart. You know, I played enough Mario Kart. What are some other ones I played? I'm trying to think. I sometimes get the urge to play like Project Cars, just because it's like a fun little simulator game, and I like those.
Yeah.
But yeah, like even then, I don't really play like a lot of them. It's just kind of when I get the feel for it, you know, when I'm like, oh, I just kind of want to play this kind of game.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I do enjoy playing those games every now and then. The one I remember playing the most was actually one I found in one of Walmart's like bargain bins for like $20. The game known as SRS or Street Racing Syndicate. It's basically like knockoff Need for Speed Most Wanted, you know. You kind of have your car, you go around the city, you do different races, you can customize your car. But I remember spending a lot of time playing that game. I had a lot of fun with it.
Okay. Do you think that's maybe a game we should look into picking up again? For fun?
I mean, possibly.
assume
I
you
don't
don't have
remember
it.
if I have it or not. I have it on Steam for sure. I just don't know if I have the physical copy on PS2 anymore.
Okay, well, I mean, do you think you'd want to get a physical copy?
I mean, probably. I know it is a relatively cheap game. Like, I'm pretty sure if we saw it it would be like maybe $10 or something. Because I don't think it was necessarily a bad game, but it was very clear they were trying to emulate Need for Speed.
So what is it? Street Racing Syndicate?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I've added a fair few games from this year's E3, actually. like
Yeah.
4 so far. I mean, a few from like the previous year as well, but like... Because I did add Sudeki. I saw Sudeki, and I'm like, I kind of want to maybe give that a shot.
Yeah, I did look that one up in price charting actually the other day, and it's relatively cheap. I think it's about $15, $20, so...
Okay. Like,
And like, I don't remember... Yeah, I don't remember what year SRS came out. I want to say it was around like 2004. But, yeah, it was a fun game.
We're getting some more personal stuff. Let's see here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wonder what these cars are for. Like, what does it say on the front? Does it say like, is this for Need for Speed?
I'm not sure.
Or is this SRS? Because like
that might actually be SRS.
Like this might actually be SRS because I kind of see what looks like an SRS on the windscreen.
Yeah, that's pretty funny actually.
Is it? Or is that
I think
an A?
so. Well, I'm not sure about the one on the front. I think the one on the back is SRS though.
Hey Chris.
That's interesting. I wonder when we get to PlayStation if we'll see a demo for it then.
Maybe. Oh, I'm gonna see when it came out because I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I think that poster in the back is like the box art.
That's pretty cool then. very apt that we're talking about it too.
Yeah, we did not pre-watch this video. Okay, just for any haters in the comments.
That's true. We did not pre-watch this. I mean, okay, so it came out in 2004, so yeah, it probably is it actually.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's really funny.
I guess it probably got delayed.
Well, I mean, a lot of games that are showed at E3 don't usually come out the same year anyway.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess we'll see if they have a proper demo, because maybe they're just advertising before they have, like, a full demo out, right?
Yeah. Like, we'll see. Like, we're still hanging around, like, the Nintendo booths.
Yeah.
It seems.
Probably for a little bit.
You know, this is something that, I don't know if I ever talked about it, I may have. But, like, I actually do, because right now, when it comes to, like, streaming in general, right? I've really been in the mood of, like, I kind of want to go through game franchises, right? Like, I'm kind of in the mood to do, like, really long-form, like, game franchise kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
Which I'm still working on with the Resident Evil stuff as of this recording, anyway.
Yeah.
And Sonic is actually on my list to do eventually. I just feel like that one will be a bit of an undertaking.
It will be, because, like, even if you only went with, like, the 3D Sonics, there's a lot of games, or the 2D Sonics, spin-offs.
Yeah, like, I don't know if I'd do every Sonic game, kind of like what I'm doing with Resident Evil, maybe go for, like, the more mainline stuff. With the occasional dip into, like, other smaller side games, if I just kind of feel like it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because, I mean, I've heard good praise for a lot of the Sonic games. Like, obviously, in the last few years, especially with the 3D ones, they've been rather mediocre from what I understand. Yeah. But, like, there's a lot of love for the characters in Sonic. And, like, I've tried playing a few games here and there. It's never really clicked for me, personally. But I'd always be willing to try it again one day. Especially something like Sonic Heroes, because like I said in the other one, like I do have some nostalgia for this game, even if I never actually owned it, because I played it a decent amount.
Well, Megan, if you want, maybe sometime you can, if I do it, maybe you can join me for some of the Sonic stuff, because I mean, we could trade off on Sonic 06. We could do a back and forth on that one. That one may even be required, depending.
Maybe, I don't know. I liked playing Sonic 06 for what it was. It was mostly just like the load times and, you know, a lot of the bugs like falling through the stage or whatever.
Okay.
That kind of annoyed me playing it.
Okay, now that you say you liked Sonic 06 for what it was, now I feel like you kind of need to be there for it.
Okay. Because I don't know, like, I wasn't super good at the game. I really liked playing as Silver in particular. I just like the whole telekinesis thing. I thought it was really fun. But, I enjoyed the game. At least I remember enjoying the game. Maybe I want to enjoy it now, because that was, like, 15 years ago.
See, like, that's what I'm saying. I might actually need you for it. Because, like, you're the only person I've ever said that's enjoyed Sonic 06. Like, ever.
I mean...
Like, I think you might actually be the only person.
That's not true. I remember seeing speedruns, and one of the speedrunners like, yeah, this game was really cool, and I don't know if that's just because of the speedrun, because I remember it being interesting, but, yeah. I don't know if I'd like it now. I liked it at the time, but it was also one of the only Sonic games I'd ever played at the time, so...
Okay, well, Megan and I are gonna need to discuss about maybe having her just be a part of, like, the Sonic franchise playthrough.
Yeah.
I also want to point out Altered Beast. I guess that's a reboot of, like, the Altered Beast stuff.
Okay.
And then, of course, they have Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, you know. I love Sonic Adventure, I will say that. It's not perfect, but I do love it. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
See, I'd really like to play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, because I played a little bit of 2, but I've just heard so many good things about it. I would like to actually play them.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be a part of the franchise, I mean...
We'll talk about it more.
Because I don't know, now I'm wondering if that's a good
Phantasy
idea.
Star game, by the way.
Yeah, Phantasy Star Online 3.
Yeah. I guess they're advertising like a card game? I don't know if that's like the entire game or not. It looks like it is. Kenoshi.
So I want to actually...
action.
So I want to look this one up, because I haven't heard of Kenoshi. And I also kind of want to look up the Phantasy Star Online 3 thing, too.
Yeah, okay.
Let me just see here. I think we talked about this before, actually, because I think it's called Episode 3. Yeah, it's Episode 3 Card Evolution. So it's kind of like another game that is, yeah, I guess, like, focused kind of around, like, cards? Customizable deck of exactly 30 cards, yeah. So you can play offline or against other people, which is neat.
That's cool.
So it's something called Kunoichi?
Yeah. Kunoichi. Or Kanoji. Something like that.
Hold on. I wanna get the actual title. Kunoichi. It might just be Kunoichi, honestly.
Kunoichi.
Which, if I remember correctly, is just the term for a female ninja, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Kunoichi game PS2. So it's called Nightshade. So they changed... Oh yeah, because it's the same logo. They just call it Nightshade.
I mean, it is a working title.
Although it's released in Japan as Kunoichi.
Yeah, they probably just thought that American consumers would probably not understand or like the name.
Well, that's interesting. It's the 11th game in the Shinobi series. So it's Shinobi, but, like, with a different main character, and it's just a different name entirely. That's interesting.
That's weird, but that's kind of cool.
That is pretty weird, but, like, I respect it. It looks like it got average reviews across the board, which is okay, you know?
Okay.
So that's interesting. I didn't know Shinobi had 11 games.
I didn't know that either. Virtual Mars?
I was gonna say virtual on Mars? I've never heard this one either. Okay, that's what I want to look up, actually. Virtual on Mars with a Z or a Z.
Either is fine.
Game was first released on PS2 in North America. Fourth game in the Virtual On franchise. Mars expounds upon the basic gameplay rules of Virtual On Force and uses most of the game's assets. So I've not heard of the Virtual On series. Okay, so it's interesting. They actually, in the series, a game actually got released in 2018 called A Certain Magical Virtual On, which I guess is a crossover with A Certain Magical Index or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I don't know if it is. It looks like it is. Yeah, it's a bit of a crossover. Interesting. Oh, they have plastic models too. Of course they do. Okay. So what is the general? Oh, it was released on PS3 in Japan in 2013 to commemorate the 10th anniversary. Looks like about mixed to average reviews.
Of
So,
course.
so it did okay. I'm noticing a bit of a trend for a lot of these games that we've never heard of.
Yeah.
A lot of like, so it's like a mech game, I guess. That's interesting.
Very Gundam inspired, it looks like.
Very Gundam inspired.
But yeah, that doesn't surprise me that a lot of the games we probably haven't heard of are generally mediocre or didn't sell very well. Especially ones that might have been changed, like Kenochi and stuff in E3 presentations.
Yeah.
The Roro. Huh.
Interesting. Kind of another like Eastern style game.
It seems like it. Oh, he's got a blade for an arm.
So it looks like this was actually turned into an anime in 2019.
Yeah, I heard that the anime was pretty good. I wasn't sure if this was related or not, though.
Oh, okay. So it's a manga from the 60s that I guess they made into a game and an anime?
I mean, that's kind of cool.
I guess the video game is titled Blood Will Tell. What's your reception? About average reviews. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Although I do find it funny that, at least for this E3, all the ones we've seen with working titles ended up actually changing their titles.
Yeah, right. At least in the West.
Yeah, in the West. Because, I mean, it makes sense. I think at this time, people were also very much like, oh, we need to localize everything for the West or they won't buy it.
I mean, true. Billy Hatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, one day, Billy Hatcher, you will be mine.
Yeah, one day we'll get it.
Sega GT Online. Sega going with like the GT racing series, I guess, and taking it online. Interesting.
Yeah.
Real online
Real
battle.
online battle. Yeah, it's funny.
That is pretty funny. I do like how it was just around that time period where it was like, well, Sonic Battle. Where, yeah, if a game was online, you had to put, like, online in the title, or at least you'd consider it, right?
Yeah, I think that was pretty common just because, well, it, generally speaking, online at this point was very new and novel, and it was also, you require stuff like the network adapter for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, it would suck to buy a game and realize you couldn't play it without the accessory. I don't think I've ever seen Sonic Battle, though. It looked kind of cool.
Yeah, it seemed interesting. Sonic Pinball Party, I think I've heard of that one.
See, I've heard of Sonic Pinball, but I don't think I've heard of Pinball Party.
Yeah, as expected, Sonic Battle, mixed to average. Mostly mixed.
Yeah. Virtua Fighter, huh?
Seems like it.
Okay.
Like Virtua Fighter Evolution, I think is what it said. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of saw that Virtua Fighter never really. Oh, Otogi. Heard about this one too.
I don't know if I've heard of this one.
Kind of saw that Virtua Fighter never like stayed relevant.
Yeah.
So you've never heard of Otogi or Otugi? I'm not really too sure how you're supposed to pronounce it, but
I would assume Otogi, but yeah, no, I've never seen it before. It looks cool.
I believe I've seen it, like around. Myth of Demons. This might actually be the. Oh no, it says released in 2003 in North America. What's this one?
I didn't see the title for it. I don't know if they've shown it yet.
Let's go back real quick. Okay, so just throwing about Otogi. Did really well, favorable. So this one might be worth looking at the very least.
It's a From Software game too.
Ooh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna add this to the list just because it might be.
I would say I probably haven't heard of it because it's an Xbox thing. I'm just not very familiar with a lot of Xbox games.
It has a sequel, so I'm just gonna list it on the list of games to get as the Otogi series.
Okay.
Build, rearm. So it's kind of like another like mech game.
Yeah, I'm not too sure because like just based off first impressions, it kind of reminds me of like Bionic Commando, but I don't know if it would be related to it or not.
No, doubt it. Vector
Man. Okay, that's funny.
Castlevania.
Lament of Innocence.
Probably
I like
not
how
a
this
good
is more of like a 3D battle or like Devil May Cry.
A bit, yeah. They're probably trying to capture a bit of that market, maybe. Because like Castlevania could probably do that. I just don't think they've ever done it really well. Not that I know of.
I mean, from what I understand of Castlevania, I think a game like this would work pretty well. But I would assume, at least since I've never heard anyone talk about this one, that it was probably mediocre. But so, I'm also not in the Castlevania sphere.
So it looks like Vector Man is actually a game from like the old like 96 eras of video games as a series. Okay. So this one was Vector Man 3, which is going to bring Vector Man into the modern era. I say was because it was canceled.
Oh, it actually looked kind of cool.
3 separate attempts were made for Vector Man, one for the Sega Saturn, then the Sega Dreamcast, and then they tried to reboot for the PS2, and all 3 were rejected and canceled by Sega.
Oof. Well, rest in peace, Vector Man 3.
Rest in peace, Vector Man 3. Always a shame when you see a game at E3. This is kind of the other interesting thing about looking at E3. You find an odd amount of like games that were just canceled, right?
And canceled relatively late into development too.
Yeah.
Like I know that one in particular, like it seems like it was just a trailer. They might not have a full demo, so I kind of understand. But stuff like the Star Fox game, like I said, it seemed pretty fleshed out in terms of like base mechanics. It was mostly just what they needed to do in terms of like level design and I would assume campaign missions that they probably could have done, and then they still canceled it.
Yeah, like I mean, with Star Fox, it didn't look like it was too far along. I mean, it seemed like they had the basic idea at the very least, though, right? Like you said, the basic mechanics and stuff.
Like basic mechanics. They had like a lot of the models, at least for the main characters, done. They had the flight and like the mech suits and stuff done decently well, which is why I say it was probably decently far along. Like it probably still needed another year, maybe a bit longer, to be fully developed. But yeah, I'm just kind of surprised they got cancelled like that.
You know, Lament of Innocence does look pretty interesting. Might need to consider looking for this one. Because I know I've seen this one at a local game store, actually.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of cool.
Like, I still don't know if it's good, mind you, but... probably worth, like, playing.
I mean, I'd be curious. I can't imagine it would go for that much money.
I mean, probably not. Man, really chipping that boss down, man. Really, really quick, too.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot of damage considering they're using whips against a rock boss.
I mean, to be fair, the whip is, like, probably enchanted and stuff.
I mean, it probably is. Maybe I'm just too used to, like, Dark Souls, but I just feel like a weapon like that, at least in Dark Souls, would do a lot less damage.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I just know, like, it's actually really interesting, because I know, like, actually, because I don't really play Castlevania, not really, used to a little bit. But, like, there was a time in my life where I was like, I just want to know, like, how all the Castlevania games are kind of connected, or if there even is, like, a full-on connected story. And there is, actually. And I guess the whip gets, like, passed down in the Belmont family.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I'm saying, like, it probably has some sort of, like, enchantments to it or something. It's probably, like, a special whip.
Oh. He only had, like, one more hit, too. Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
I do appreciate how people, even when they pick their characters for this, are still, like, theming it a bit. Like with Bowser
Yeah.
Jr., Yoshi, and the Koopa. Excuse me. I can't tell if that's DK and Diddy. I think that's DK. Yeah, it's DK.
Yeah, I think so.
And Peach
And
and,
then you
Baby
got
Mario.
Peach and Baby Mario. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that people would be doing that.
Yeah, the TMNT game actually just seemed pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I think it would be kind of fun.
To Area 2, the street. I do like how they have the crash, bang, like, kind of stuff with, very much mimicking, like, a comic book kind of superhero kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I love that style in something like that. Also, it's not yet.
Not yet.
I always thought it funny when games did stuff like that. Like, it's pretty common in these type of games, because they want you to actually fight the enemies, right? I get it.
Yeah. Go.
Go!
You know, 2x speed, Raphael running is actually kind of weird.
A little bit.
He's like,
Yeah, you kind of just be stomping everywhere.
MGS3?
Looks like it, yeah. The year is 2004.
Yeah. Snake Eater! So good at Snake Eater. Currently in the process of trying to get Megan to play it.
Yeah. I do find it kind of interesting, though, that they are working on Metal Gear Solid 3 and Twin Snakes essentially at the same time, and they release, like, pretty much right beside each other.
Yeah,
like a year apart.
To be fair, that maybe even, like, been what kind of did Twin Snakes in. Assuming they did release close enough together, people may have just gone for, like, the new entry in the series.
Yeah, I think that's likely.
Or maybe they had A Team work on, Snake Eater and B Team work on Twin Snakes.
Probably.
Cause Twin Snakes isn't really good. Snake Eater, absolutely fantastic, right? So, a bit of a discrepancy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm kind of curious on, like, how much involvement Kojima had in Twin Snakes, if at all.
Eat or be eaten.
Eat or die.
Yeah, I do like how that's basically just like the theme of Snake Eater. Like you just
Yeah.
you eat stuff, right? You gotta eat to keep your stamina up.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. Snake's killing a snake.
Ooh. Yeah, so it looks like Twin Snakes got like the kind of outsourced a developer deal.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they did say this in the presentation that was mostly worked on by a company called Silicon Knights, who isn't a bad game designer, not around this time, because they did make Eternal Darkness, right?
Oh, okay.
And Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. You know, like so it's not like they were like a bad game company.
Yeah.
But they didn't really do Twin Snakes that well. So
Yeah, I think that's fair.
you know. So yeah, so they got the quote unquote like B team treatment, I guess, with Twin Snakes just because it was outsourced.
That makes sense, yeah.
Battle of Reptiles. Hungry for some snake? This is quite the interesting trailer for it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's a very big mechanic in the game, and it's very different.
I'm curious, how far along are we in this? Okay, we got like a bit longer. I was gonna
Okay.
say, because like I glanced at like how long I've been recording for, and I'm like, huh, we should be getting pretty close to the end, but it doesn't really feel like it. I know it's a two-parter, right?
It is,
But-
yeah.
Doggos.
Although I am surprised for a game that's, like, coming out next year. This is quite a long trailer.
It's a very long trailer. But like, it's not really showing a lot of variety. I
No.
will say. But it's showing what it needs to, right? Like, that's kind of the thing. It's showing what it needs to.
Yeah.
And they're showing a lot of very visual kind of things where they're like... It's like James Bond, right? Like, they're showing a lot of visual things that are going to remind people of, like, the old James Bond films, right? Like, with the kind of, like, certain cutaways that they kind of do. And it's like, neat. We're in a jungle. See, I don't remember the scene in the game. I remember that scene, because you can just do that whenever you want. Just eat a snake.
That guttural cry. Ah!
So good. So good. I am really excited to see you play MGS3. Silent Hill
Yeah.
3, another really good game, actually. Really, really
Yeah,
good game.
so
Silent Hill
you've
3.
told me.
Silent Hill 2 is still the best one. But, in my opinion. But 3 is still really good. And of course, here we have more F11, I believe. Oh, and the iToy. Showing off
Nice.
some of the iToy. I guess they did say it was on the show floor.
They did. I feel like that kind of job would get kind of boring after a while.
Probably. this is the thing they showed at Sony, right? Gran Turismo?
Yeah,
Is
Gran
this
Turismo 4.
Yeah. Seeing once again, you got the gaming journalists
Yeah.
starting to be all over on the show floor. I can't tell who those are, mind you, I don't know who they work for. But I'm sure somewhere out there's probably a video of that exact thing. Mega Man!
Probably.
There's the Mega Man Battle Network Mega Man, right?
I think so.
It looks good. Is this Mega Man? This is Mega Man, right? Like as well?
I think so.
Oh, he's got a gun. Rest in peace, old man robot, or whatever you are. That's 0. I think.
I think so.
I don't know which Mega Man this is, though.
I'm not
It's
too
not-
familiar with a lot of Mega Man games, so
Oh, is this Mega Man? It is, right? Is it?
yeah. Yeah, I think so.
He just has an actual gun. Did Zero have a gun? No, Zero had a sword.
He did have a sword, yeah.
I'm not too sure which one this is. It looks very Mega Man, but also, like, off, right? But it does give off that Mega Man vibe. Oh, I'm gonna do a Google here. I'm gonna do Mega Man 2003. Because you look NT Warrior. Is it NT Warrior? No? That can't be. I don't know. This one is... I also don't know. I was gonna say Conquer, but I don't think this is like... Oh no, maybe this is like... yeah, it is. Live and uncut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this about Live and Reloaded, as we've come to know it. I enjoyed the multiplayer for what it was. I just didn't like the actual remake of the game, but, you know. Well, Ghost, the game that we never saw.
Yeah. It's a shame.
See, for all the canceled games, I always have to wonder if there is, like, some kind of build that you could theoretically play out there.
I mean, it's possible. It depends on how far the game they got through and whether that actually got out of the studio. I assume it would have been at some point.
Like I don't mean like a build of like the full game, but like a build of like a level or something, right? Kind of like what we saw with
Yeah.
Dinosaur Planet. How they do have like an E3 build for that.
Yeah.
Kind of like a very similar thing. Oh, what's this? Okay, so from 2020, on the verge, so take this for what you will. A playable build of the never-released StarCraft Ghost has apparently leaked online. So it's possible that it's out there somewhere. Yeah, we read it. Possible prototype may have leaked. Partially found build. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, status partially found. So officially it's been partially found, I guess.
Well, that's cool.
2003 build, which would be from here. Claim to have found it on debug Xbox console that they bought. Excited to share. Oh, so there's a Google Drive link to it. So we might actually be able to have a quick look at it at some point.
Yeah, well, maybe we should do that sometime.
I mean, that might be kind of fun. Then we can be disappointed.
Yeah, be very disappointed. Be like, oh, they never finished it?
Can be played on on the dev kit versions of Xbox, Vanilla Xbox, and Xbox 360. Though the best experience can be achieved on the dev kit Xbox. Okay.
So you can't do it on a regular Xbox, we'd have to do it on a dev kit one?
Well, no, you can do it on dev kit, normal, and 360. It's just best results are on the dev kit. Sometimes, maybe you gotta pay attention to the words that come out of my mouth.
Okay, I thought you meant dev kit for all of them. That's my bad. Okay.
Well, that's why I said vanilla Xbox and Xbox 360.
Okay.
Megan, wake up!
I'm awake!
Sexy girls, DOA, live on stage.
Nice. Sexy girls, DOA live on stage. That's exactly what I'm waiting for. So that was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that was cool.
I really like that. Gave a very interesting look at E3. A lot of games that we've seen, a lot of games that we haven't, though. Quite the experience. We'll definitely check out part 2 straight away, because I'm curious to see what else we may see on the show floor.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to say before we end this and then move on to part 2?
No, I think I'm good. There was a lot of good stuff. I'm kind of curious on what's going to be in part 2.
Me too. And we're going to need to look up this build of StarCraft Ghost and then maybe play it. That would be a fun little video series in and of itself.
Yeah.
All right. So for now, though, my friends, because I will cut this up into 2 separate parts, for no reason other than I think it's just a bit easier to digest that way for people. But for now, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it's time to cue the outro. Fraggo, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.